These are the stages of the painting I did as I did it as a demonstration. I was at Peterborough Art Society, a lovely little group. But what I did do is I promised that when I got home I would show them if I made any changes to the painting and how I would deal with that. So these were the stages at the demo, and we'll get on to the changes that I made. So to start off with, I was just wanting to play with the rocks here and increase the contrast a little bit, so I was adding a few extra highlights onto the rocks and just playing really. I didn't have a plan. It was just playing and seeing where I went with it to make it a little bit crisper. The thing with acrylic paint is as it dries it kind of softens down and sinks into the colours underneath just slightly when you're using the interactive acrylic, so it was just coming back and adding a bit more detail to it, a few little lines and marks and dots and squiggles. Just adding a little bit of brightness. Just being careful that I don't cover over the bits of newspaper that I'd added into the rocks. If you look closely, there are a few bits of newsprint embedded into the painting, and it adds a bit of texture to the surface, but it's not too obvious. And just as a contrast to my highlights, I was just putting a few extra shadows in as well. Using mixtures of blue, brown, magenta, dark green, just to give me these lovely rich deep shadows. And also adding a few little bits of shadow in behind the grasses and foliage from the foreground. So what I'm working on here is, this is a demo I did last night and it's almost finished. When you're doing the demo, when I'm doing the demo, I tend to stand to the side, so it's really difficult to see exactly what's going on and I don't get a very good view of it. And also I'm painting to the back of the room, so I'm trying to make sure everybody can see what I'm doing. So all I'm doing here is just coming back in and looking head on into the painting, hence the fact that you're looking at it from the side now. I'll show the stages of the demo. This is just fiddling really, just sort of tweaking. I don't want to do a whole lot. Make my little cottage a touch more visible, but not too much. So I want to do a few bits with this. Let's just start off with whatever colours I've got left on my palette. So at the moment it's kind of these yellows, so let's see where we can put some of those. Yeah, that's why it was stuck. Right, so I've put the paint all around the rim, and then we're just going to roller this up. And I'm going to pick up the paint over the whole surface of the roller, but you can see it's broken. And this gives you a different pattern and texture, layering over what was already there. Got this area, let's just turn you slightly. There's not really a lot going on here. Then I'm going to pick up some of the darker colours and roller those back in. So I'm just going to give it a wash and a wipe to get some of that off. I think I'm going to put some dark ones down first, so I'm going to use a mixture of my green black, some brown and some of the magenta colour. So I've got this mix here that's very dark. So again, I'm going to start off by picking this up on the rim of the roller. So I'm coming in with my roller. I've got a bit of this darker colour on. I'm doing some grasses with it, but also just putting some pattern down. I can use a bit of the brush as well. Oh, I'm coming back in with the roller. I like the roller. Now I've got some thicker bits. I'm going to put some more scratches in. So now I'm picking up some on the brush and we're just going to do a little splatter. A few more bits down the bottom here into all this drip and dribble. Now I want to pick up a much lighter colour, so Now I've picked up some white, but I haven't really cleaned my palette. So let me show you what I've got here. And I'm just picking this sort of mix up. So let's do a few grassy pieces of that. Too much up there. So I'm cut back in, I'm looking for some greens, so I've got my turquoise and my yellow ochre. I just want to have a few dots and dashes of leaves in here, just another colour that I hadn't really managed to get in here. Trying to make sure that you can still read the newspaper or see that there's some textures going on in there with the newspapers. Let's have a little bit of this green splatter. Sort of turquoisey green. I don't think I want to do a great deal more. Let me pull back, hang on a second. So this is what we've ended up with from the demo. Sort of semi-abstract landscape in acrylics. I love all of these textures in the foreground. Let me pull back so you can see the whole thing.